And a very good evening to everyone joining us for RPM Esports F1 mid-gear at Baku in Azerbaijan. We're at mid-gear tonight. I'm joined by RPM backer. Are you there, sir?
A very good evening. I'm here.
Very good evening to you. Just before we start, I do apologise. I've got a little bit of a sore throat this evening. I've been speaking for the last couple of days, so I've got to lubricate that with, according to the doctor, with Stella Artois. So I'll be doing my best throughout the evening to make sure that I don't get a dry throat. How are you today, sir, Backer?
I'm doing absolutely fine. Great to see you again.
Well, hear you again, not exactly see you again, but I think there's a song in there somewhere that we'll probably save for a bit later on. So I've just joined, and as we can see, we have a wet qualifying at Baku. So I'm not really sure that I've ever seen this before. Wow.
I've raced it once before in the rain. I can tell you it's already quite a tricky track on a dry compound. You can also see L already sliding all over the place. He will be the first one putting a lap as well. Making a great drift show here.
Yeah, well, we saw how difficult the track was yesterday in low gear. Unfortunately, I couldn't join the race yesterday due to work commitments, but I watched the stream back this morning, and yeah, that looked to be an incredibly tricky track. So in the rain, I can only imagine that this is going to test the drivers massively. As we look on the TAS telemetry system provided by IGK TAS, it looks like the race is going to be dry. So we have qualifying with light rain for all of the session. We're on board currently with Luke, but for the race, it's showing us overcast for the first 15 minutes of the race, moving to cloudy, and then finishing the race in the sun. So I guess the drivers will have put on the normal dry setup, which makes qualifying even more challenging. Um, the game has obviously had an update in the last few days, so new track introduced Portimao, which we've introduced as one of our rounds later on. And also the physics have changed a little bit in the game, according to some. I've not been on it yet, so I don't know if Bakker, if you can tell us what you've found so far from the changes.
I didn't found a lot of changes. What was hard. It's just the top speeds of the car are a little bit lower, but the handling in corners is easier. So
And they've changed it on the slower gear corners, is that right? Or the
yeah,
slower
that's
speed
right.
corners, sorry.
L just aborted his first stint and looks like always Rick is the first one getting his lap in.
Let's go on
Because
board with Always Rick.
looks to
So,
be have the car under control as well. Not a lot of wheel spin from him.
oh
Now
dear.
tapping a
Oh
wall.
dear. Oh dear. So, oh dear. That was literally the first moment on stream. So, on that basis, for those of you that don't know and have not been watching any of our previous streams, every time we seem to cut to Always Rick, we give the commentators curse. So, on that basis, we're going to move away to someone else who's on a lap. So, I'm relying on you,
Check
Backer, to tell me who is
is
the.
behind Rick.
Okay, so we're on board with Shaq at the moment as we just sort of check the TAS. We don't get damage on the TAS in qualifying, so I don't know if Rick has banged his wing there or not. I can see a few people joining us in the chat, so very nice to see you all. Sinful, Bazza, Josh and Funky, very warm RPM welcome. Hope you enjoy the race this evening. So as we go on board with Shack Attack as he crosses the line now, we'll put some details on the stream. So we'll have the tyre.
He is not taking the fastest line by putting his lap, taking the right side of the track. It's not a lot, but it.
Oh, I thought that was his out lap. Sorry, I thought that he was now on a lap. So he's actually done a 155.5. Which puts him behind Jetfish in first with a 153.8. Ephron has also
coming now,
put in a lap. And Luke in the mighty Alpine 1:54.7. All on intermediates at the moment. Doesn't look like the track is going to dry throughout this
And
quali.
Efron
And
is already
Efron
out.
is out.
Oh, that's a tricky spot there. Next car we will see him probably, I was going to say Evil Master, but he invalidated. Yeah.
Well,
I find the right one at this point.
Well, we've spoke to Evil Master in the chat this week, and he's moved from controller to wheel. So I think this is going to be a bit of a learning curve for Evil Master.
Going to P5. And Teronix is the next one. Just entered sector 3 now, so... Oh, touching a bit of the wall there. But putting a purple sector 2.
Who are you on board with now?
Teronix.
Okay. I'm just checking that I'm with you on the same page, because I was talking about Evil Master and his wheel, and you were doing something else.
I'm trying to get you on the right path.
Okay, thank you. Do you know what? You are so kind.
Also taking the right side of the track, but
and goes pole. And goes pole with a 1:52.6.
That's 8/10, is quite a lot.
Well, we're going to see some big differences there, aren't we? I mean, everybody's going to be driving differently. We've got many drivers actually staying in the pits.
L coming now for his lap. He aborted his first stint, so.
So we've just jumped on board with RPM Dragos. Dragos driving no assists, as opposed to Jetfish, who we are told is driving full assists. So we have the two opposite ends of the scale as Dragos locks up and manages to save it before the turn. So yeah, clearly the having no ABS is going to take a little bit of bedding in. I can't imagine many people have actually done laps in the wet around Baku by choice. That's not something that you would associate with having fun, I don't think.
No, absolutely not. Well, L takes P5 and Richie also is coming now to cross the line.
So we've got a couple more guys joining us in the chat. We've got Boris, who is cheering on the Williams, who's a Haas driver. So not sure exactly where your loyalties lie there, Boris, but a very warm welcome into the chat. We've got Chris Butcher, who's cheering on Richie. It seems like everybody's always cheering on Richie, no matter where they are, who they're from, what car they drive. Everybody wants to see Richie do well, who's currently in 7th place. And then we got a comment from Evil Master saying that he hates his life. So I'm not exactly sure what that means. Probably he's just finding out how difficult it is on a wheel as opposed to a controller, especially in the wet.
One of Boris's idols at this point, Shakes, going into his sector, out of sector 1 now. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, we're on board with Shakes now. Also Shack Attack joining the chat and while driving, so obviously a multitasking master. Good luck, boys. Shack Attack in 8th position. Oh, Boris, let's go Haas, yes. Let's go Haas. Well remembered, Boris, the All Gear Constructors Championship. A little late, but as they say, it's never too late, so don't worry. I'm sure that your fellow Haas drivers will appreciate that support. As we stay on board with Shakes coming into the last sector, little lock up on the right hand side.
But he might be lucky here getting the toe of the car in front. But the car in front also realized he was coming, I guess. Let's see what the first Williams can do.
It's so difficult to gauge when we're in these wet conditions on a track that absolutely isn't associated usually with the wet. As Shiggs goes into 6th with a 1:54.2. Let's have a look on board with his teammate Big Puggy, who would appear to be just sat in the pits. If I can see that correctly, he's just sat in there actually having a beer. I'm not sure that's allowed, Big Puggy. You can't sit there and drink in the pits. You got to get out and do something. But anyway, moving back, we've got Always Rick.
Jens also coming for his first lap and getting a tow from Dragos.
Always Rick sets a lap to go 5th. He will be really pleased with that. 1:54.2, bank a lap, in the bank, job done. Let's go spinning. And I can't believe it. And I actually can't believe what I've just seen. I was joking, Rick, not serious. We're not in a party. I said let's go spinning, and Rick has spun out live on stream. Oh dear. That might be the end of my commentary career officially for mid-gear.
Well, we still got 3 drivers not putting a lap in. Rodzilla even going in again.
Sorry, who was that? I missed that. I was reading the chat. My apologies.
Rodzilla going in again. We got Evil Master, Rodzilla and Big Puggy, the beer drinker, not setting a lap.
He will. He's waiting for the track to dry out, but it won't. Rodzilla.
Also, you won't have any advantage, because you can do the one stop here going from the mediums, but seeing these circumstances on those inters, everyone will have that choice, so there's no tire advantage in the race anymore, what makes it really interesting.
So our chief steward has just informed me via the live chat that I now have 1 penalty point for spinning Rick out with the commentator's curse. Now, whilst I think that is harsh, I will accept that, as we're on board with Evil Master, who spins out onto his, what was going to be his fast lap. So
also Luke coming again in P2 at the moment. I couldn't see if he improved.
On board, we are on board. 52
he
already,
did
so
2 purple sectors, but aborts his lap right before the pits. So that's a bit strange, because his sector 1 and sector 2 were purple.
Unless he's got really good pace, and actually he wants to go in and put on a new set of inters.
You can clearly see he won 3 tenths on Tyrannics in sector 1, then won 1 tenth, so that's 4 tenths up, but then he lost 5 tenths in the final sector. So I do think he made a little mistake. I'm not too sure, but
newsflash, we have Rodzilla on the mediums. Is that real, or has he just selected that in the pits ready for the race?
He selected it, but he's still in the garage, so
yeah, I don't think he's going to come out on mediums. And we're back on board. Back on board with Evil Master, yeah. So, I mean, I remember you saying to me that in your opinion you thought the wheel was easier than the controller in the wet.
Yeah.
This year.
But this looks like pedal work to me.
Yeah, well, when you said that originally in two races ago, I probably didn't agree with that. I think that the wheel can be very difficult in the wet, certainly without a few assists to help. So let's stay on board. Let's see if we can get a lap in. He's not had the best of luck with this game this year so far. I know we keep talking about the same thing every week in, week out, but at some point your luck's got to change. As
exactly,
and goes
we all know
even
he can
faster.
We know he can be really fast.
Oh,
but you can clearly see this is some pedal work.
Oh.
He really needs to get used to it.
Oh.
He might be focusing on season 2 already.
I suspect, and it's only my opinion, but I suspect that the transfer of no assists from controller is very, very difficult to no assists on a wheel.
I think so as well. Well, we also...
Sorry,
Tyrannics getting 2 purple sectors, of course, but interesting to see is that Jens in P11 is the fastest in Sector 3. And if they use these dry setups, it looks like he has the fastest setup on the straight, so
As we
maybe he
go
can
on
get
board
back.
with, we're on board at the moment with the Maverick. He's on a lap as he comes in, and he's locked up. And oh my goodness, this commentator's curse is absolutely insane. As the Maverick DNFs, I'm definitely getting fired from this backer. Seriously, that is.
Louis is 3 tenths up in his first sector as well.
But we're going to have a yellow in the castle section, and
Yeah, so this is going to Louis then.
great dodge from Pui there.
Yeah, but that might have costed him already.
I
his
would say
3
so.
tenths.
I would say so.
But great awareness. And I do think always Rick and the Maverick will be happy with their P5 and P6 at the moment, while Tyrannics puts a
Even quicker.
15.9.
Even quicker, yeah.
Almost 2 tenths faster, 2
He's
seconds
4
faster
tenths
than
up in
Luke.
sector 2. After sector 2, sorry, he's 4 tenths up. So he's looking at a 52.6 maybe, but still quite a long way away from Theronix with a 50.9.
Also, L seems to be out, and Shack Attack seems to be out. Are these drivers trying?
Second.
Well, we see Jetfish on an outlap on the softs.
Interesting. As Shack Attack is still on track in the opposite direction.
Clearly visible that it is not the best circumstances for the slicks, in my opinion. But
we
have
seen sometimes that the spectator view can give a different viewpoint compared to the driver's view. So, I mean, you know, we can't see a dry line on board with Jetfish at the moment, but we'll stay on board with him, and we'll see as he passes the line with 10 seconds to go into T1. Little bit of a slide, but not too bad. Let's have a look how it copes with T2. This is notorious.
Someone removed that wheel from the track there. And here, there's wheels on track.
Where are you? Which
track? On board
with
Jetfish.
Which track are you on? There's no wheels on track with Jetfish.
Yeah, there's wheels on track.
No, it must be your stream, obviously.
It doesn't look too bad, and
DRS
our DRS enabled. And that means the grip for the dry compounds is there.
My goodness, has Jetfish called this absolutely perfectly? He is the same time as his previous, but he is going to get DRS. If he can hold this together, I mean, he's currently quite a way behind, to be honest, with 153.8, so he's almost 3 seconds behind, so he'd have to make up something. That was great through the castle section. Confidence is building. Let's have a look at the end of sector 2, see where he comes up at.
You can clearly see the traction already on these tires. He's winning a lot
complaining
on those
in the chat
tires.
that he had wheels on track as well. So we believe you, Shaq.
It looks like the softs are fast at the moment.
3 tenths up, so he's 3 tenths up in the after the second sector, and he will get DRS. So he's going to improve his time, that's for sure. Whether or not he's going to improve it sufficiently to get up there, as Richie posts a 153.0, putting him into 4th.
Great lap. And he can only be passed by one guy at the moment.
And here is the guy coming over the line now.
Passing Richie.
And it's a 7 tenths improvement, but only to a 153.0.
This was it.
So that looks like our qualifying finished. So for those of you that may be tuning in or watching the stream later, the race last week was postponed due to a glitched lobby, so it will mean that all the championship standings stay the same as the previous week. Just quick look at your grid for the race. So in pole position, we've got Theronix with a 150.9. We've then got Luke in the Alpine at 1.4 seconds behind. So clearly Theronix has some great pace in those difficult conditions. In third place, we have Pui in the McLaren, Jetfish in fourth, who qualified on the softs. So he will start on the softs. We have Richie in fifth, the fans' favourite, in the Ferrari in fifth place. We have RPM, always Rick, in sixth, so he will be delighted with that as well after spinning out. We've lost the feed of the qualifying, but we can look to the TAS. In seventh place, we have the Maverick. In eighth place, we have RPM Dragos. In ninth place, we have Shigs in the Williams. And in 10th place, making up your top 10, we have Jens in the Ferrari. So we're just going to wait now for the drivers to set up their race strategy. Looks to be dry.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm very curious if Theronix keeps this pace in the race. This will be a one-man show, of course, because he was 1.4 seconds faster than Luke in P2. But of course, the circumstances were different.
And not only have you got to keep that pace up all race, you have got to have a completely incident-free race without hitting the wall, and you've got to time the safety cars correct if somebody has an incident in terms of if you've already pitted or if you are still to pit. So there's an awful lot of possibilities that can happen for definite as we go on the warm-up lap. So just finishing off after Jens on the grid, we have Al in 11th, codename 2737. We have Shack Attack in 12th in the Mercedes. We have the Mighty Frax in 13th. We have Ephron in the Aston Martin in 14th. Evil Master in 15th, also in the Mercedes. Brazilla in 16th. And then we have Big Puggy in 17th, making up the back of the grid, but I don't believe Big Puggy actually went out in quali, so that's going to be interesting to see what kind of pace Big Puggy can put up in the race. Any predictions, Backer?
Yeah, not really. Just like I said, if Theronix is able to keep this pace in the race as well, it will be a very big one-man show. But let's just hope Jetfish will be in there as well, and maybe even Luke, because Luke looks really strong out here.
I don't think the pace in qualifying will have any bearing on the race apart from maybe the top three. There's going to be guys absolutely that didn't take advantage of that qualifying because of the conditions. But now it's dry, we'll be safe. And I've got to say that one of my secret bets, if I had to put a secret bet on, would be on Richie, because I think Richie will be cautious at the beginning when everybody is maybe pushing a little bit too quick.
But I can tell you, Richie will be cautious, but I raced with Richie last year in my group, last season, and we both were cautious. But if there's one guy making a mistake in turn one, it does not. Yeah, he can just take you out there. We've got both got taken out because someone was in P3 with wheel spin. So it's a tricky first corner because it's deep on the brakes already, and it's very short, so you don't get a lot of gaps already.
Well, let's hope.
The Maverick going for hards, by the way, so this is interesting.
They're going to be very, very difficult to get warmed up, because looking at this track temperature as well, we're looking at air temperature of 25 degrees, track temperature of 32 degrees. They're going to be very, very tricky to get warmed up.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, the Maverick is very strong on harder compounds, and he is on a schedule for that one stopper already, going to the softs on the end. So Who knows, a late safety car might even help him out.
Well, here we go. We've got the drivers formed up on the grid. Game is saved. We've got a reasonable camera angle. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go.
They're
And
off.
we're away. Everybody is away clean. We'll try and keep this in view as we come up to turn 1. Theronix is away. Pui's away clean. Looks
Everyone
to be
made it.
sensible on the first lap. So great stuff. Let's jump on
Well,
board.
Richie went straight ahead in turn 2. And there's a lot of chaos happening there. Jens
turn 2.
facing the other way. Yes. Jens facing the other way, and I can see always Rick, Jens, Big Puggy and the Maverick already having wing damage.
I'm on board with always Rick now.
Get off, he will kill you.
Sorry. As I go behind, in front of him to Luke. So yeah, we can see the front 3 are pulling away. I'm on board with Luke at the moment as we come through the castle section. This is going to be the first...
had a great start, but Pui really made up for it again. Because it looked like Theronix was gone already in turn 1 when Pui just steered in. But now the 3 guys are already packing up, and let's hope they make it. Real show here. Well, we got yellow and evil master is off.
To an evil master as DNF. We have a VSC, and Ephron has a drive-through penalty for a severe collision. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that would be the first time that I've seen a drive-through penalty for a collision.
Yeah, same.
So is that a change in the game that Codemasters have put in? I'm not. And we have a full safety car as we're on board with Shigs, who dives into the pits. Always Rick has missed the pits. Jetfish has pitted for the mediums off those softs. Dragos has continued on his mediums. Razilla has also continued on. The Mighty Frax has continued. We have Richie, who has also continued. The Maverick with no wing has jumped into the pits. As we have Luke, a Luke supporter in the chat by the name of Huss, someone that I know quite well. Come on Alpine. I tend to agree with you there, Huss. Come on Luke. But we can't be biased. Big Puggy in the pits also. Ephron and Jens with a DNF from Evil Master. So that is really
Well, Theronix tries to overtake the safety car. It's a bit weird. We don't have the Aston Martin safety car, by the way.
That the game was promised.
Yeah, but it's not on every track.
But we're not bitter. We're not bitter. What can you
nice red safety
Can you
car.
sort it out, please?
What? What do I need to sort out?
No, no, Codemasters. We're not bitter that we don't have the Aston Martin, but can you please sort it out?
Yeah, but it's not on every track, you know. It has something to do with sponsors. It's also not in Spa.
We can't mention that. Sponsorship agreements. It's out of our remit. Now the question is here, is Luke and Rick going to pit? Because they're on the softs. So are Luke and Rick going to pit? Rick is definitely going to pit because he's got wing damage.
Yeah, but not too much. I just looked it up, and he has 8% on his right side and 3% on his left side. So.
But he's on the softs. So I mean, surely he's going to pit on the softs, or is he going to wait, anticipating a second safety car to come off the softs onto either the mediums or straight to the hards? Can you do soft to medium on this track, or is that a little bit too far?
I think it's possible if you last the mediums. You don't need to last the softs.
Okay, so as we look now, we've got Luke, who's not gone in, and Rick has not gone in as well. Shack Attack in 5th, who's also not pitted. Jetfish, who has pitted, as we just momentarily press the square. Don't worry, Backer, don't have a little go. I'm just using it for a moment. As we look to the stops. So Jetfish is the highest position driver who's done one stop.
Richie will be happy with this safety car after his little braking mistake, of course, in turn 2. He's back in P10 already, so...
I think that Rick will be waiting for another safety car, in my opinion. I think, like you say, with only 8% damage, he will think, okay, no problem, let's continue. I'm on the softs, maybe that compensates a little bit.
Jetfish, who of course went in for the mediums, needs to stop again, that's for sure, but he might have a long run here against Tyrannics and Pui. If he doesn't get...
Does Jetfish need to stop again on the mediums? You don't think the mediums can't go 23?
No, they can't.
Okay.
And we see Rodzilla already he came from the back in P8, so having a great first laps as well.
We'll have a quick look at the positions gained. So yeah, the big winner is Rodzilla. Also Shack Attack has gained 7 places as well.
Awesome.
Rodzilla 8 places, the Mighty Frax 4. The big losers out of the first few laps would be Jens, who's down 6, the Maverick is down 6, and also Richie, surprisingly, is down 5. So safety car is in this lap, so we will get rid of the spectator menu because we know how much that frustrates backer.
Yeah, very frustrating.
As we move forward, and we'll jump on board with the restart with Luke, not just because we like the Alpine, but because we can see Theronix and Pui. Theronix looks like he's holding back the grid, probably doesn't want all of the grid to have that long run as we make the restart. He's going to hold them all the way to the line, and looks like he's gone. He's got a clean getaway. Pui is
still warming his tyres.
Still warming his tyres after the restart.
Rick also had a great restart there.
I did speak to Rick before the race tonight, and he said that he was feeling really confident. So let's see if that translates. We've got Shaq flying wingman to Rick, as on the outside comes Jetfish, and round the outside as Shaq tries to take back that position, and we don't have any damage, so that's good, as we have a quick check on the TAS. And behind Shaq we've got Dragos.
Well, Jetfish now going for a move on Rick as well, and nailing
this
it.
goes into
and now
the tackle section. Oh,
yeah, Rick will bail out on that one. Smart decision.
Very smart, very smart. Probably feeling a little bit not having the wings now, although he does have Shaq for company right behind him.
It does look like Rick's pace is still fine, although he has a little bit of wing damage. And yeah, the unfortunate part for him is you can't tell your team not to change the wing, so he will have a long pit stop.
Why, have they taken that function away? Because you used to be able to tell them not to change the wing.
Oh, I can never do that.
Yeah, there used to be the function to not change the wing. As
Jetfish is now going for the move.
Jetfish goes for the move on Luke. And we'll stay on board with Luke into the first turn. And Luke is also, I think, Luke is also on the soft, so let's have a little look on the tyres.
Jetfish's pace looks great on those mediums.
Well, he's now going to chase down Pui, who is only 0.6 behind Theronix.
There's a lot happening at the back as well. It's Shiggs, L and the Maverick side by side, and the Maverick is out. And Jens is out as well, couldn't avoid the car of the Maverick there.
So we'll try and catch this, and we have another safety car, so
side by side in
very, very, very unfortunate for the Maverick and Jens, but this has played right into the hands of Always Rick. So will he pit this lap? Also for Luke, He will probably pit this lap. All the guys on the softs that have not pitted yet.
Yeah, you need a lot of respect and space to go side by side in turn 3. You know it's a the angle isn't made for 2 cars.
Well, I missed that on the stream, trying to keep up with the guys at the front, so sorry about that. I wonder what Richie's going to do here, because he's also on 4-lap-old softs, and the softs can probably only do 7 laps, maybe 8 laps.
Yeah, I predict all the soft guys going in now.
And all the others staying out. The difficulty is going to be the guys on the mediums.
You can see already.
Who's going to go in?
Luke looks
Luke's surely going to go in.
Not.
Rick is going to go. Yeah, as we expected. Don't get a drive through. Don't get a 5-second. Oh,
well, Shaq is overtaking
Shaq.
Rick in.
Shaq! How dare you! Oh, we just caught that on stream. How very dare you! Oh,
that was a very dirty move. And Rick is getting his wing changed and going to the hards.
Indeed. So Shaq didn't actually need to do that, but nevertheless, not illegal. Overtaking on the entry to pit lane.
It looks a little bit to me because he was coming out of nowhere. He completely missed the braking spot and tried to avoid Rick.
Well, I'm not sure. I think that is, according to the normal rules, I'm sure that's absolutely allowed, is that you can take on the entry to the pits, and Shaq comes out.
Well, we got our chief steward here, Boris. He will give his opinion on this in the chat, I guess.
And we've got Sinful, who is also saying nice move to Shaq, and Evil Master saying it's legal, it has to be. So obviously Evil Master is acting as Shaq's lawyer in this case.
I wonder what team he drives.
It's not in the rules.
Interesting is that Richie is on mediums, while Rick went for the hards.
Well, Rick's obviously trying to go to the end of the race now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's had his wing repaired. He knows the drill. Luke's gone on the mediums. Can the mediums do 20 laps? That's the question.
I don't think so. Of course, I don't know.
I think they can. I think they can. I think it depends on the driver. 20 laps is quite a long time. But there's one thing, we're going to actually find out whether it can or whether they can or they can't. Big Puggy's up in 7th. So for the guy that didn't do qualifying, that sat in the garage, had a beer, sat back, relaxed, watched the others, he's having a great run so far. No stress, chilled out. This could be a very good result for Big Puggy. Also, the Williams are still leading the constructors in mid-gear as well, so having Shigs in 5th and Big Puggy in 7th, this is not a bad result at all.
Absolutely not.
Theronix has gone on to the hards as well.
I'm trying to get some view here on the damages, and I don't know why, but Rick damaged his wing again.
Oh no, Rick. No. Not under the safety car. You can't damage the wing under the safety car.
Well, it's lap 6, so it's false information. What is right information is that I can see here something the stewards won't like, and that is that Tyranix and Pui both went into AI on the pause menu twice. And that's a very sensitive topic inside RPM.
If I could verbally speak the eyes looking left emoji, I would do. It's like a no comment kind of moment. Just silence is the best in this. And so
we need a webcam for you.
Let's leave that up to the stewards. This is
I'm
not
no stewards.
Exactly. The commentary box is not the place to be discussing rules and regulations.
Did anyone notice Rodzilla is in P3 now?
You know that there's no D in Rodzilla. It's just
Rosilla. Rosilla.
Rodzilla. Rodzilla.
Rosilla.
Yeah, but also to us is Rodzilla. But yeah, he's having a cracking race in P3. And also the Mighty Frax as well in P4. So these guys have come all the way through. Jetfish's tyres are 2 laps younger than Pui's. So he would have pitted on the second safety car, and Pui would have pitted on the first, as the safety car is in this lap. So as we jump on board with the Mighty Frax, not just because
Pui didn't stop
Alpine,
yet.
Pui's probably thinking that he's going to take these mediums all the way until these mediums are finished, because there will likely be another safety car. Let's jump on board with Pui, see what the strategy is. When's he going to go? Let's have a little look.
Jetfish is away. He is already going for it. And this is a smart one for Pui. At the moment, Jetfish needed to lift a little to avoid overtaking him. Pui went, but Jetfish really got back on it again. And also Rosilla is coming.
Puggy's gone through into 6th. The Mighty Frax has had a problem coming out of T2.
Also lost a position against Tyrannic.
On board with Rick, just waiting for those hards to kick in. As it goes up the inside, Richie around the outside, and now has Mr. Dragoff, his teammate. As the Alfa Romeos are battling it out.
Going a bit deep there, but
interesting that in the whole race we've got no penalties.
Oh, tapping the wall a little into the caster section. Did he gain damage there?
Yes, of course.
Yes, he did. I do think it's now up to Rick. Just let your teammate pass here. You don't want to be fighting your teammate here. He seems to be listening. Well done.
Rick's very much like me, is struggling with this new game compared to the old game. I struggled with the old game, to be honest, but I'm also struggling with the new game.
We see again Jetfish and Pui just taking off, the two of them.
The one thing I do like about these safety cars is it closes up the pack all back together, and it creates as a tight race again. Whereas after a few laps, things start to spread out a little bit, and it's a tricky track as well.
L going for the move on Shix for P4.
I've caught this on the inside.
On the inside.
As we go down, Shix is going to yield. Is he? No. As Al has a bit of a spin, Shix is now on the inside. Slight contact there. We do have a little bit of wing damage. Shix does have a little bit of wing damage, so I don't know whether that was caused in the incident as Theronix powers around the outside, as Big Puggy also comes past into 6th place. I think the driver to watch in all of this could be Theronix, because he's on the hards. The other two guys have got to pit, and he's actually all the way through to 5th place, only a few seconds behind the lead drivers, and he does not have to pit. So he probably.
But we do got Red Bull in P2 and P4, and Tyrannic needs to pass one of them. So I'm sure L will do his teammate a favor, and he won't let him go by without a fight.
I don't think he needs to pass them though, because they both have to pit again. Whereas
but as long as Jetfish is faster at the moment than L just needs to make sure he keeps Tyrannic behind, but
which is irrelevant because Theronix is now coming past.
Yeah, but L doing great here.
Okay, we'll stay on board with this.
Looking for the inside. That's not possible. L breaking late. Now Tyrannic is getting the DRS, so now it will get interesting.
A little bit of a bump there. Pui's got 11% wing damage.
There comes the move. Is L going to break late? Yeah, he tried to, but there's no stopping Tyranics at this point.
No, I mean, the only thing that can change things is probably another safety car, which is also likely. We're only 10 laps in.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very likely when always Rick's on the track. Sorry, Rick. I'm only joking.
Getting questions for an interview in the chat right now. Evil Master really likes to be there.
Oh, he likes a good interview, Evil Master.
Yeah, he does.
Loves it. I don't know if he'd want to be interviewed by the legend. That might be too much for him. He might just go all quiet and not know what to say. But we'll think about it. As we jump on board with Luke in the Alpine following.
Oh shit, going off hard. Behind Luke.
I'm on board.
Completely lost his wing there.
So we do indeed. We have a wingless Shigs as Dragos goes past.
Shigs.
I think Dragos has got good pace this race as well because he's slowly working his way into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's only done 3 laps on those mediums, so he can go to the end. I'm pretty sure he can go to the end. Yeah, this race is going to change completely. Big Puggy's gone onto the softs.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. He might be gambling on a third safety car and now try to get as fast as possible to the pack again.
That's just completely confused me. Why we've gone onto the softs.
Richie all over Ephraim right now. The Dragos silently waiting behind Richie.
The silent assassin that is the Dragos is just waiting.
The silent model.
This is usually Richie's job to just sit and wait for other people to make mistakes.
I like the lines Richie's taking. Not taking any risks.
Let's have a quick look who has pitted, because I forgot. So Jetfish has took the lead, having stopped once. Rosilla hasn't pitted. Pui is now in the pits. So what's he going to go? Medium hard? Yes. So that's Pui all the way to the finish. He is having a wing replaced, so that's about another 6 seconds as well. Big Puggy sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:42.5.
That's some welcome points for Williams.
If he can keep that lap, that would be great. And he's got Rick just behind him. Followed by Shiggs.
It's 7 seconds. You say that right behind him.
Sorry, not just behind him. Not just behind him. I mean, he's just behind him. You know what I mean. If we're going to get picky, picky about it.
But Richie is still stuck behind Ephraim at the moment. Who is on the hards, by the way, so he's going to the end.
Yeah, but they've done 9 laps, so I mean they're going to be pretty toasted at the end of.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, there's big gaps now between everyone.
We do. Yeah, this is the closest gap that we've got, which is as I turn off the square.
But it's 4 tenths now, so the move might be coming on DRS
well,
now.
He's going to have DRS, isn't he? So is he going to go? Is he going to go? Left or right, Richie? Left or right? He's gone right. Move is done.
Easy one. But now Dragos is too far behind.
Is he just behind or too far behind?
Too far behind.
Okay, not just
But Efron can come back at Richie right now. But Richie taking the inside line as a defensive move.
Oh.
Late braking for Richie, great defense.
Shiggs takes the fastest lap on the mediums, and we got a yellow in sector 1, which looks like a Ferrari.
Can't be, because
it can't be a Ferrari. No, it can't be a Ferrari. As I look to the damage, there's only shack attack with wing damage, so somebody must have gone on.
Out braking himself, I don't know. But it's already gone, so it was nothing major.
I can't believe what's happened.
And RPM always Rick is out.
I can't believe it. I had just
in the castle section.
I had just got to Rick. Well,
not in the castle section. It's
no.
What the hell?
Well, all I can say is that for all the people watching the stream, and also to you, Backer, it's been a pleasure doing commentary, but I think this will possibly be my last time. Because I will certainly be fired from the commentary. Rick is going to kill me. Jetfish is pitted. Rosilla is pitted. Theronix is pitted.
To the end now, that's for sure.
Everybody's going to pit now. So
mediums go to the end, but Rosilla took the hards. Might not have a set of mediums left, which that would be strange.
Can we invite Rick to the chat to commentate with us for the remainder of the race? Do you think?
I can try, but I don't know if he wants to. Should I give him an invite?
Yeah, he knows. He knows. If he wants to join us, he can join. If not, we've got a few laps under the safety car, so.
First, we get an interview in.
Boris is also showing his disappointment for the commentator's curse. So I'm sorry to all of the Alpha.
I can't believe this. Rick says, I can't believe this.
Huss wants to hear Rick in the chat.
So Jetfish is in P1. Rosilla is of course in P2.
But he's on the hards.
He has great race. Yeah, that's the only thing. Also, yeah, everyone went to the medium, so they go to the end. But Hui has a lot of overtaking to be done, but he's overtaking already behind the safety car. What is he doing? Check attack.
Oh no!
He's driving people off.
He just took out Luke on
and
stream.
He's going to P4 now.
This is. I hope that this is not in AI.
He's overtaking everyone.
He's overtaking everyone.
What the hell is this? And Theronix gets a penalty for this. This is very strange.
Very, very strange indeed. Very, very, very strange.
He's going again.
I'm on board with Theronix now, who's retaking the position from Pui. I do hope that this is not another lobby glitch.
He's just hitting him again. What?
This reminds me of the glitch that we had in Monza 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, but now Theronix is just DNF'd because Pui pushed him into the wall. Dragos getting penalties for collisions with Pui. We got a huge glitch here.
Yeah, it's the McLaren glitch. the McLaren glitch that is that happened in the safety car of.
But what I'm wondering is, does Pui not see this himself?
Well, this is why we ask all RPM drivers to record their point of view.
Theronix says he won't accept this, and I can imagine.
Yeah, no, totally. Honest. But we've caught this on stream, so we can see exactly what's happening.
And it's up to the coordinator now, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think, just to be clear, I do not think that this is Pui for 1 minute. So, you know, they're saying in the chat that it's desync and he can't see them, and I fully agree. There is no way that Pui would be overtaking people and bashing people in. So just to be 100% clear, this is not a driver error from Pui's part. This is a game glitch, lobby glitch. He's not in AI because we can see that on stream.
This is, yeah.
Again, mid-gear is haunted by the glitch. Some glitch every week.
Are we getting a second sprint race in a row? That's the question.
Safety car is in this lap, so I'm not sure. Rosilla now has a penalty, which again, as we know, is not. Well, maybe you want to break out and have a mute your microphone and have a word with Rick and have a look at the stream and see whatever. In the meantime,
great restart from Pui there. Oh wait, he's waiting. He's just waiting to take more people off. This is so strange. And now he's off on the. Oh, what is? Yeah, I do think the coordinator needs to step in here.
There's one thing that we know is that yet again, in mid-gear, the race is cancelled. So, I think that what we will do is we will cut the stream there. We will reconvene and we will see what the drivers want to do. We were 15 laps into a 26-lap race.
Nearly halfway.
Nearly halfway. So, yeah, we seem to have some trouble here in mid-gear for some reason. So, we will leave it there, guys. We will finish the stream. Sorry to everybody that's watching, and we will report back very soon. For the first 15 laps that we were there,